Hello everyone, it's Kiki. Welcome to my channel. As you can see on my screen, I have a very old artwork. It's from 2009. It's back when I was first getting into digital art. I don't remember if I had a tablet or not yet for this. I think I had just gotten my tablet not too long before I did this. My very first bamboo tablet. But yeah, it's something. But in 2014, I did redo it. I don't remember when in 2014. But I did redo it. Looks better, but I thought, you know what? As I was going through some of my old art, just perusing what I had, I thought, you know, but I can make it even better. So today that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be attempting to take my two little fairies here, the forest fairy and the water fairy. You know, it's like the whole forbidden romance. Was the idea behind it? You know, like they're two different kinds of fairies. They can't be together. You know, I was like, okay, I'm a child. But yeah, so today that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try one more time if I can talk. That's what I'm gonna try to do, is talk. Yeah, and art, because that's important. So, onwards. So I used the Bodycoon posable doll thing that I got, gosh, last year sometime, that I rarely ever touch, because it's not quite as articulate as they make you believe it is. There are a lot of positions that it can't do. But for the poses I needed for this, I knew I could get it into that position. So I did use it just to make sure that I could get the proportions right and the angles that I wanted. Just because anatomy is still something that I'm working on a little bit every time I draw a person, and you know, having reference is not a bad thing. It's a very good thing. So yeah, I used the Bodycoon and I made the little adjustments here and there, not a lot, but a little bit. Like with the male fairy, I brought his leg up a little bit further because on the doll it only goes so far, and I wanted it up more. And then I had to adjust the hand on the lower hand on the female fairy, just because there wasn't a hand attachment quite for the pose that I wanted for that hand. Like, there's that pose for the right hand, but not the left hand, so nah. Just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why they don't give you pairs for all the hands. But yeah, and then I set into putting the outfits back on, making little minor adjustments here and there. For him, I didn't make too much of an adjustment. I made his pants a little bit less long and shaggy, and I think that's really the only adjustment I made to him. I think I adjusted the gloves a little bit. And for her, I made a little bit more of an adjustment. I made the dress more flowy and rounded out rather than having those three pointy bits, or 4 pointy bits, however many pointy bits it was. And I made her a little bit more flowy than sharp-edged, since she is a water fairy. And then, you know, went into the line work and made his hair a little bit less stiff, and her hair again a little bit more flowy. And then when it came to the wings, in the originals they were just kind of these shapes that were see-through, and then in the second version I gave them more of a shape, but you know, they were still kind of see-through, and they were still just kind of randomish. You know, I kind of made them a little bit more towards what their fairy type was, but they were still kind of like, I don't know. So I had the idea of I'll use actual leaves in order to design his wings, and I'll use water splashes in order to design her wings, and I think that worked out really well. I think it gives it a much cleaner and nicer look. I decided not to go with using actual butterfly wings like I have for a few of my other fairies, just because I didn't think it quite fit. I liked using their element, so to speak, as the inspiration for their wings. And then it was just about coloring. The biggest color change was the skin. In the original, they had just normal white skin, just boring, plain, pale, blah skin. But recently with my fairies, I've very much enjoyed giving them odd skin colors. So for him, I tried to do like a red oak kind of a color. I do mess around with it a little bit later when I actually go into do the lighting and shading and such. For him, and her, it took me a little bit longer to figure out what color skin I wanted. I knew I wanted to go with, you know, the whole water fairy thing, but I didn't want her to just be a blue person. So I was bouncing between this like real pale blue or this sort of green tint thing, and I was having issues because it was blending in with some of her clothing coloring, and I didn't want her to blend in with her clothes. But I eventually found a color that I liked, and again, once I went into the highlighting and shading and stuff like that, I altered it a bit and added some more color variation to her. It's a little bit harder to see on her after I started shading it, but it is there, and I also kind of added like a speckly look to her, which I really like. And for him, I added a sort of mossy bark texture look to his skin, which I think looks really cool. But yeah, I like the idea of fairies having non-human looking skin, no matter what human, just, you know, any color, any shade, you know, throw some spots and stripes on there. Same thing with my mermaids recently. But yeah, I liked having the contrast of her being these very bright, vivid blues and him being these rich, earthy colors. And I felt it kind of fit with the theme better. With her colors, I altered more than I had originally thought I was going to. Like, I knew I was going to change some of them just to make it a little bit more cohesive. The gloves are the biggest thing that I changed. I probably changed the glove color like 6 or 7 times, as well as her skin. With him, really the only color change was his skin, and then I left the silver out of his hair, was the biggest thing with him. And the only real costume change with him is I added like the little like ninja sock things on his feet. I don't know. I know they have like an actual name, but I don't know what they're like little, they're like toeless and heelless sock things, and I don't know what they're called. But yeah, and then, you know, I gave them jewelry because jewelry. They need jewelry. They're fairies. They need to be pretty. And with the background, with the angle of the fairies, I felt that top-down background that I had in the first 2 pictures didn't quite work, and especially with the second picture, because it was like, it was top-down, but it wasn't top-down. Like, the grass and the water was like top-down, but the trees weren't. It was awkward. So I tried to make sure that with this one, it just, the picture went straight back. It was a straight on. She was coming up from the water and he was coming out from the trees, is what I tried to depict for that. And I think it turned out really well, and I'm very happy with all the changes that I made, and how the entire thing turned out and how it all came together. And the grass took forever because I did each individual little piece by hand, just because there wasn't really any other way to do it with it being that big and that close. But I'm very happy. I'm very glad that I did do it individually like that. But yes, I'm very happy with the overall picture, and yes, I hope you like it.
Alright, so it's all finished, but first, a flashback. 2009, when I was just starting digital, and had no idea what I was doing, and anatomy didn't exist. 2014, anatomy's a little bit better. I actually tried. Still not the greatest in the world. The colors are a little bit better, shading's a little bit better, trees look a little bit more like trees. I don't have stupid translucent flowers everywhere. And now, the final. It's so pretty! I changed the angle slightly, and the positioning so that they had, it looked a little bit more natural the way that they were coming at each other, and the eye line. I also fixed the background a little bit up, had the water coming right up to the grass like I did before, but sort of had the trees coming in. I kind of have like the roots dipping into the water a bit, and sparkly water because why not? I mean, fairies live in the water, so it has to be sparkly. I don't do glitter and sparkles unless I'm doing fairies. It's kind of the only time it happens. But yeah, no, I'm very happy with how this turned out. I don't know what to do with my hands, so they're just staying here. But I'm very happy with how it turned out. And yes, I'm happy. And I hope you enjoyed watching it, because I enjoyed making this very much. I, in general, just love going back and recreating my old art. So this was very fun for me. And if you enjoyed it, then hit the like button. And please check out some of my other videos, and if you really enjoy this one and those, then hit the subscribe button and the bell, and I do hope to see you around on my art journey. Until the next time, bye!